Like millions of Americans, you may suffer from anxiety and not know why. Given the pace at which we live our lives today, it's unavoidable at times, right? And we all have our own way of dealing with it. But what happens if it gets out of hand? What happens if a walk in the park or coffee with a friend doesn't do the trick? We can quickly spiral. Low libido, poor attention span, glass half empty syndrome, low mood, and lack of interest in self-care are all signs that we're past the snap out of it stage. The reality is that it may be beyond your control. It could be that you have a basic fundamental variation at a genetic level that once identified can be treated in a way that's unique to you and your genetic makeup. This isn't unusual at all. Anxiety and depression manifest differently in different people. So why do practitioners prescribe broad-spectrum brain-dulling pharmaceuticals for one and all? Treatment for anxiety and depression can range from dismissive, think positive and exercise more, to years of strong brain chemical altering drugs. That's because traditional doctors are in the business of treating symptoms. They have a 15-minute appointment window in which to diagnose and treat each patient. It's no wonder they don't have time to look deeper. I'm Dr. Tanisha Wards, and I want you to know there's another way, a better way, a way to treat your unique symptoms so that you don't have to spend your days under the influence of mind-numbing drugs and pay mega bucks for prescriptions. I'm a holistic doctor with a focus on applied clinical nutrition. Looking at the body as a whole gives me more knowledge in finding the unknown cause of my patient's pain. I'm interested in the body and how it functions as a whole, not just in isolated symptoms. In my practice today, I strive to find the core root cause of a patient's symptoms, and genetic testing is a powerful method I use to do so. There was a time when genetic testing was kind of like space travel, hugely expensive and only for billionaires and celebrities. But recent advances in testing techniques have made it much more affordable and accessible for regular folks like you and me. In patients with anxiety or depression, for example, genetic testing can show a SNP or a defect in a gene that leads to decreased GABA. Now, that's a technical term and not one that you need to remember, but it affects dopamine. Patients with low levels of GABA for their specific body can experience anxiety, monkey mind, poor attention, insomnia, and depression. For so many people that I work with, simply knowing that there is a root cause fills them with overwhelming relief, because it means that there is a reason. They're not doomed to feel that way forever or take mood-altering drugs for the rest of their life. There is an explanation and there is a solution. Based on your specific genetics, you can get personalized support to help create balance in your body and in your overall well-being.
Dr. Ward said, I think that to help us add another piece to the puzzle, that we should do this genetic testing, and so we did. So the benefit of having done the genetic testing for me was that I felt better overnight. And so it was like a silver bullet in some ways. There were things that we suspected, such as vitamin deficiencies, issues with gluten, and things about how my body detoxes. And through that, we got answers to all of those. We found out that I knew that I felt better when I didn't have gluten, but I don't have the markers, I don't have the enzymes in my body to break down the gluten. So it wasn't something that I just thought. There's actually proof there that I should stay away from it. And the same thing with inflammation. We figured out that I'm not detoxing very well, and that vitamin B12 is something that I really need. And it was kind of like a light switch. I started taking vitamin B12, and the next day I felt better. Like I had more energy, I actually slept through the night. I hadn't had dreams in probably a year or two, so it was amazing. I found out that all these symptoms that I'd had, which my hair falling out, being tired, not detoxing well, that there are issues with my genes, that it wasn't just me aging, but that there are issues there. So through genetic testing, I figured out that all of these vanity symptoms that I was having, like losing my hair and my eyebrows and spots on my skin from vitamin deficiencies, that it wasn't just old age, but that there were genetic issues that needed nutritional support. I don't produce enough GABA, which is a neurotransmitter. And so GABA is part of, and of course there are lots of neurotransmitters that are within your gut as well, but it's one of those feel-good sorts of things. And so we've supplemented with that. And as far as mood, I mean, the supplements that I've been taking for that, it really has increased my mood considerably. So every change that she's recommended, we've implemented for the whole family. So my husband has been doing it, and my kids have been doing it. And so it's been good for our whole family. And so we're all eating better because of it, which is nice.
There's nothing that gives me greater joy than seeing a patient live life with more vitality, enthusiasm, and zest for life than ever before. It inspires me to do what I do. I've just touched on the many ways that I use genetic testing to help me support lasting wellness in my patients. Watch your inbox for the next couple days when I'll reveal more ways that the power of genetic testing can be harnessed to help you.